What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Hercules here. I hope everyone had an awesome and great Easter Sunday. If you don't celebrate Easter, I hope you had a great, awesome Sunday. And here's a picture of my son.
Now turn up.
Now, this video is all about how you can protect yourself from your internet service provider and speed up your internet at the same time for free. Kind of. Alright, so how does this work? I'm glad you asked. When you get a modem directly from your ISP, you're using the settings. So, whenever you make a request, like going to youtube.com, you're sending a request directly to your internet service provider and they can keep your information, all right? It makes sense, right? So you will want to change some settings so that information doesn't go to your internet service provider. In comes Cloudflare, all right? I must admit, before I heard of Cloudflare, I always use Google. I'm invested in Google. I have a little Android device. I have Google Home devices. I use Android Auto. Like, I'm invested into the Google ecosystem. But I gotta admit that ever since I switched over to their DNS settings, it hasn't been all that great. And this is where Cloudflare steps into play. They're already masters at speeding up websites with their CDN service, so they can speed up your internet service as well. Alright, and the number's right here in front of you. 1.1.1 is that simple to remember. Like, it's not hard at all. But don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. Here's an independent test. Alright, your average ISP is going to take up about 68 milliseconds of your time. Now, 68 milliseconds doesn't sound slow at all. Like, it's not slow, but in internet and computer time, it's pretty slow. Google's DNS, the one that I've been using for years, is 34.7 milliseconds. Cisco's Open DNS, I never even heard of this. They're doing it in 20 milliseconds, which is great. But Cloudflare said, you know what? We can do it better. We can do it under 15 milliseconds. And I have to admit that they can. When I do my speed test now, I can get it under 10 milliseconds. Yes, I can get it into the single digits. All right, now granted, it is a wired connection with my desktop. It's not on Wi-Fi, but the fact that I can get it and I was never able to get under 10 milliseconds before I made the switch, it just proves that they can make your internet faster. Now, the other awesome thing is that the request is not going directly through your internet service provider. All right, and that's awesome. Now, I do want to state that if your service provider wanted to, they can still track your browsing habits. It has to do more work on their end, but they can still do it. So if you want to completely protect yourself, I recommend using a VPN. All right, a VPN like NordVPN is awesome. It's great. Internet service provider have no way of knowing what you're doing, or any other site has no way of knowing what you're doing. All right, you're pretty much pretending like you're in a different location. All right, I'm in Oklahoma City, and every time I use NordVPN, I pretty much pretend like I'm in Dallas, all right? And the great part about this is that you can put it on your router, which means that you don't have to set up each and every device. You throw it on your router, and then your device connects to your router, and boom, you're protected by the VPN. So it's just something to think about. Again, it's not a sponsored video, and there's many other VPNs out there. Pure VPN, Privacy Internet Access, VPN Unlimited. Again, just something to think about. I strongly recommend you get a VPN. But to change your DNS settings, you want to go into your router settings. Now, this only works if you have a third-party router. I like ASUS. ASUS does me well, and it works. Or you may like Linksys, you may like Netgear, you may like D-Link. But anyways, you want to go to your DHCP server settings, and you can see here I already changed it. All right, it's that simple. You saw it yourself. 2 clicks, boom, I'm done. Now let's say that you really don't like going into your router settings. No problem. You can go into your computer, go into your control panel, go into network connections, and choose your network card. All right. go ahead and right click, choose properties, and you're gonna choose IPv4. You go to properties again, and boom, it's there. You most likely obtain DNS service address automatically. It's gonna be checked. And again, this is how your internet service provider sends their DNS settings to your computer, to your device. So you can override that. And again, as you can see, it's that simple. Look at that, done. Okay, close, boom, it's done. I'm on Cloudflare's DNS settings now. All right, awesomeness. Now we have to check this. How can we check this? By doing what's known as an NS lookup. All right, NS lookup is pretty much name server lookup, and it basically turns a web page into a IP address, or vice versa, turns the IP address into a web page. So we're gonna go ahead and do youtube.com, and boom, I can tell that I'm on 1.1.1, and there's the IP address for youtube.com. All right, we can go one step further. We can go backwards. Boom. I mean, that's not quite youtube.com, but you get the idea though. You get the idea, all right? So it's just a quick and easy way, like super easy and super quick, to change your DNS settings and protect yourself from your internet service provider and speed up your internet as well. Again, this is not the end all be all. Strongly recommend that you get a VPN if you care about protecting yourself from the big evil internet service providers. I have COTS, they assured me that they're not going to do anything that goes against net neutrality. We'll see about that. That's why I have a VPN, just to be on the safe side. But hey, who knows? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. Drop a comment and tell me how you protect yourself from the big evil ISPs. As always, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Herc08. I'm out of here. Peace.
Touch mine.